So we have more bricks and minifigs drama, and now the YouTuber at the center of it, Reckless Ben, is basically being silenced. He said that if he says anything else about this company, that he's looking at jail time, he's looking at losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he's not going to be able to post part 3, I guess, of his investigation into the bricks and minifigs scandal. So we're going to take a look at his final video on the matter for now, as this thing apparently goes to court. And I got to tell you, bricks and minifigs at this point, good luck with that, because your business is going to be burnt to the ground in terms of reputation.
They're not happy about it. They're like, even if you're in the right, your behavior has gotten to a place where people are just like, nope.
No, I thought things were going to get worked out. Last week, it seemed somewhat promising, and now they just seem like they're doubling down on the stupidity. And like, look, I don't think Reckless Ben is completely innocent in this. I think he's definitely poking the bear. But this whole situation stinks to high heaven. I do not see them being able to walk away from this intact. I think the entire Lego collecting community is very well aware of all the sleaziness going on. And I think even, the fact that normies know what bricks and minifigs is, I mean, they probably do anyway, because there's a whole bunch of the stores, but the fact that they're even aware of this situation just tells me that their rep is in the toilet. Like,
yeah, I don't think they're doing well. People are just like, and they could have ended all this early. They could have just, worked it out. And the way he left that comment saying, "Oh, we're gonna sit down and talk about it. We finally got documentation." So you're basically admitting that yes, you have the stuff to prove that was theirs. Yeah. And we're gonna sit down and talk about it. It went from that to now it's, here we're coming in here and now we're like talking about more lawsuits and all this other stuff.
Yeah, and it's definitely a rigged system too. It feels like we have a lot of people of a certain religious persuasion involved in this, and they're probably going to watch each other's backs, but I digress. Let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do. Woohoo! Go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com for more episodes you will not find on YouTube, including an episode where Geeky is ripping YouTube a new one. We don't want to do that.
I do.
We don't want to do that here because, their YouTube bot might take it down and demonetize us. You can also check us out in the audio side, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, etc., etc., etc. Thank you very much for that. So this is coming from Unilad Tech. Reckless Ben threatened with jail time over final part of stolen $200,000 Lego YouTube series. So just a very, very brief overview of a very, very complicated situation. There was an elderly gentleman with a sizable Lego Star Wars collection.
Him and his son.
And they had consigned this collection to a shop in Oregon, a Bricks and Minifigs shop in Oregon. And then that shop changed hands, supposedly, allegedly, paperwork got lost or whatever. To TLDR, all the stuff went missing, right? We don't know what happened to it. Reckless Ben looked into it. It's a whole thing, right? And now there's litigation because the what he calls the Lego Mormon Mafia.
Yeah, that's his words.
In his words, they're trying to shut him down, shut him up, because this company, I guess, is run by Mormons, like Blockbuster Video. I don't know. But so now he's being threatened with litigation. They tried to get his Patreon page taken down last week. Jack Conte, the CEO of Patreon, shut that down cold. He's like, that's not going to happen. And now he's basically being told to shut up. So we'll see if there's any more after this. I think the next step is the courtroom, probably. So this is coming from Unilad Tech. If you understand what we mean when we say we got Lego Mormon Mafia before we got GTA 6, then buckle up, because Reckless Ben's back. The core of the franchise is the Bricks and Minifig store in Keyser, Oregon, with a collection of over 780 rare Lego sets. Yeah, we talked about that. They said civil rights lawyers have offered their opinions, claiming that Schneider's arrest could have been illegal. Reckless Ben looks like he's about to go quiet. So let's look at his video. And he's basically like, I'm going to shut up now because I don't want to. He says he's not worried about himself. He's worried about causing damage to people around him and losing the GoFundMe money, I guess, if he continues to talk.
Well, I want to say real quick, because people are pointing it out. When they served him and I guess the son for with the son, I guess whatever the son's name was, Brian.
Yeah,
Brian, with the court documents. They sent it via email. And other people pointed out he wasn't allowed. They told Ben he wasn't allowed to deliver his via email, which is why he went there in person to give them the paperwork.
But they said it was harassment that he went there in person.
Right.
Typically, when you're being served papers, a law enforcement professional shows up with those papers. That's
it's weird that they told him he couldn't do it, but they could deliver theirs via email.
And email, like, I don't even know how that holds up. They're probably just like, oh, this guy's young and dumb, and we're just going to throw our weight around. But email delivery is unreliable because you don't know if it's going to the spam folder or not. So, you know, and anybody can threaten. Like, we get people that threaten litigation against us before, and it's like, you're not even a real law firm. Like, who the hell are you? Who are you? So usually when you're, you know, in some kind of a legal situation, you're advised not to talk crap about the person you're suing or being sued by because it can and will be used against you in a court of law. Right. So I think it's smart. I know the internet wants the drama, but I think it's smart on his end to just like not talk about it.
Well, his lawyer basically said he couldn't. I mean, it would have been smart would have been to take it down before not. I guess he put up for a little while and took it down. Probably would have been smarter not to put it up at all. But
yeah. They're gonna say he's whacking the beehive, right? But
they're gonna use lawfare to make sure no one else gets to hear anything else about what's going on.
But to be fair, his name is Reckless Ben and not Cautious Ben. So
yeah.
They sent court papers to my email, which I guess a judge approved for them that this was a valid form of service. And so now that I'm officially served, I cannot even mention this company or I will be in jail and everything.
So that's kind of bullshit.
Normally I would be like,
because I'm not even allowed to mention this company's name or anything because I'll be in jail. So they're basically using lawfare to try to make sure no one says shit about them, even though they're doing shitty things.
Keep my shitty company's name out of your mouth.
Basically, but I'm just like they're you know, the debate is, you know, because this they're supposed to be working out some kind of, you know, negotiation. They were going to sit down and talk about it. And then went from that to them filing court papers.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's not allowed to talk about it at all because they're like, what's damaging our brand? It's like, well, no, your behavior damaged your brand. But that's another story. This is actually making it worse.
Yes.
But he said, yeah, judge approved for them to send it via email, but he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, I don't think there's any, and we talked about this before, like, I think there's so much brand damage done, and they're probably going to put it all on him. It's like, no, it was your shitty behavior. Like you said, it was your own shitty behavior that led to consumers taking a good hard look at your business and being like, no, I don't want to do business with them. They seem like they're awful people.
Is the judge that approved the email, are they Mormon too?
Probably. There's a whole rabbit hole there.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
People are going to be like, you hate Mormons. It's like, no,
not really. But yeah.
No, but like, look, it is a thing that in Mormon communities, you know, they do tend to work together because you have a lot of people, you know, that are Mormon. They're all going to church together and all that. And, you know, sometimes they know each other. And when you know people, you call in favors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just saying it happens. It doesn't matter what religion it is. If you know people, you call in favors.
Right.
Screw the big guy telling me what to do. I'm going to do what's morally right. But in this situation, if I do that, then all my friends get screwed with this lawsuit and we lose all the GoFundMe money we raised, like, immediately.
Yeah.
So I am no longer allowed to even mention this mystery company. My personal opinion is that this is unfair because this order was put on me because this company was telling the court that I was making bomb threats. I was planning on murdering the manager and employees, which obviously I didn't do, and you can see that in the footage.
Wouldn't they have to have proof of this, though? Wouldn't they have proof of that, you would think?
I mean, he could
under normal circumstances.
I don't know what's again, you know, I haven't gone fully down the rabbit hole, but I would say he would probably have a case to countersue and be like, look, you misrepresented what I was doing, and now you're making me out to be a murderer. I didn't see all
what he was doing, so I mean, I don't know if he did those things or not, but the way he's arguing it, you know, he didn't do those things. Then they'd have to provide proof that he did do those things. Have they done that?
This is crazy, but this is how it works, right? And in some cases, that is the point. In many cases, people got to realize, like with lawsuits, it's not about the suit. It's not even about winning or losing. Sometimes it's about kicking the can down the road, getting people to shut up, running them out of money.
No, it's called that last one. I was
running them out of
this
money
is
so they
about
can't
running
fight.
people out of money to try to make sure. But it doesn't matter, guys. No matter what you guys do at this point in time, you tell them to be quiet. You put gag orders on them. You run them out of money. It's not going to change the fact that the more you do, the worse it looks for you. Honestly would have been better just to settle the situation, like you said you were going to do. And now that you're doing counter losses to try to contain the damage, by doing that, you are exponentially increasing your damages. You shouldn't. If you had just let it go, let it alone, resolve the issue, and then just like dropped it, it probably would have been okay. People would have forgotten. But no. Why step in like a little bucket when you can step off a cliff? You know what I mean? Because that's what you just did.
The only problem is I was not given a chance to share my side. The court just heard their perspective, not mine. So because I wasn't able to share my side, I'm now no longer allowed to talk about them, and looks like this might be it. So, yeah.
Imagine being...
Okay, well, that sounds to me like it sounds like they wanted just a gag order. I don't know if they normally let the other person present their side in a situation like that, unless you go after them in a countersuit or whatever. But I'm just like, this sinks to high heaven the whole way around.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially the judges, and the accusations, if true, about the quote unquote Mormon mafia. And to the case that a lot of the legal people involved are also part of that group, allegedly. Kiss my ass. Then it does raise a lot of eyebrows, and it's just making it worse for them. Why you make it over some Legos? You're supposed to have all these millions of dollars. Just give them the damn. You could have just worked it out with them, gave them the damn money, or worked it out, and then called it a day. And then people would have just forgot about it and moved on to the next thing. But no, you have to, blow off both your legs with a shotgun because you're dumb.
So I'm thinking what could potentially happen is Bricks and Minifigs could potentially, like, quote unquote, win this and lose this at the same time. Like, they're going to
come out the big losers no matter what.
They're going to come out the big losers. It doesn't matter. Even if they win against Reckless Ben, the damage to their brand is so extensive at this point that I don't think there's any coming back. Like, they would have to basically change the name of the company so people don't associate this drama. Because now if you Google Bricks and Minifigs, all that comes up is this stuff.
No, again, don't harass anyone. Don't go to any of the franchisees because they have nothing to do with it and harass them. However, if you were a franchisee, I would consider any way you can to get out of that or do something else because, you can wait till it blows over, but I don't know how it's going to blow over. People are pretty pissed. And the more that your parent company does, the worse it looks for them.
I don't understand. I mean, maybe I'm missing something here. Like, why, if you have a Lego or hobby resale shop, why you would have to become a franchisee when you can literally do all that on your own?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, what are you doing? Buying and reselling Lego sets? Like, I mean, the only advantage I could see is that you would have access to their inventory, like, nationwide. But it's not like McDonald's where it's like if you want to sell Big Macs, you have to go through McDonald's. It's like this. There's no proprietary product at all. It's all Lego stuff. You're just reselling. Like, it makes no sense to me.
It's literally a Lego pawn shop, basically.
It's a Lego pawn shop. Anybody could open a Lego pawn shop. I mean, we had a shop for 5 years. Like, it never occurred to me to like franchise it or go in with somebody else's. Like, I didn't even want to deal with the consignment stuff. We were offered certain merchandise on consignment before, retro video games and stuff like that. I didn't want to be responsible for that because I didn't want anything to go missing or there to be any questions. So we never really got into that. But like, anybody could, if you've already got and you have to pony up all the money, like, it doesn't make any sense to me to go in as a
The only way I
franchise
can see it is if the main company would help, pony up money if someone brought a big collection and you didn't have enough money at your location or something like that. It's something I can think of. Otherwise, and some of the branding thing, name recognition, that's about it. Honestly, I never even heard of this place until this whole thing went down.
I haven't either. I mean, I was vaguely aware of Lego resale shops. If I've seen these, I probably thought it was just an independent store.
Yeah, that's what I would have assumed it was too. I didn't know it was this huge big deal.
No. Oh, you're gonna look it up and see what?
Yeah, apparently there are 3 in PA. They're in Pittsburgh. One in Pittsburgh North, Zillion Opal and Limerick.
I think I've been by it, but I've never gone in, obviously.
Oh,
Weird.
that inflatable guys that you're talking about.
Yeah,
I see
yeah,
it in the
yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I have seen this one. The building looks familiar. I think I have seen that.
They might have set up at some of the Comic Cons around. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I have seen it when I'm looking at the picture. I just never really pay attention to it.
All right. Yeah, because I'm not into Lego resale. Like I don't really care one way or the other about this. But yeah, I think they're going to lose out big time. I think that people are not going to touch this brand. They're going to have to rebrand or sell it or something. I'm waiting for Lego. I'm waiting for Lego themselves.
Well, people keep asking why Lego isn't getting involved. They said these people are like dragging you through the mud with their behavior, and they're like, "Why are you doing nothing?"
Yeah, because if it were any other major company, like your business model is predicated on reselling our stuff, and now our name is being dragged through the mud. Like anytime you search for Lego news now, this shit comes up. I would be like, knock it off.
You said predicated. I was waiting for predatory.
Well, it is predatory.
Now people think that's what people think. I mean, whether it is or not, that's the vibe. That's why they're going after this guy, because you smeared our brand. It's like, no, your behavior smeared your brand.
Yeah, I would, if I were in charge of Lego and all the news came up about, the bricks and minifigs, like if you would look up Lego news and all your own company announcements are getting drowned out by this drama, I would have a phone call with the head of this company and be like, you need to knock this off or you're going to deal with us.
Mm-hmm. But they're not. But, so far they haven't that we know of. But other people have been asking that too. They said, well, are you guys going to say something? Are you going to do something? And apparently they're not.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up?
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.